Hi everyone, I hope you're having a wonderful day. As many of you requested, I am showing you all of the spreads that I finished so far for January of 2022, and I'm also going to explain to you my planning system in the Hobonichi cousin a lot more. I'm not sure how much you guys want me to explain each spread, so for good measure, I'm going to talk a lot in this video, and if you feel like it's a little too lengthy, definitely let me know and I will cut it down for future flip-throughs. It is currently a Wednesday. I have my coffee here. I hope you have a wonderful treat by you as well. I will link the setup video for this below, so I won't go into detail about the tabs and stuff. There are a few additions. Firstly, in the inner cover, I keep some extra sheets of graph paper, which I will explain later on. And on the first page, I have these emoji affirmation vinyl stickers. I'm posting this video on Sunday, but on Saturday we did new releases and I restocked these. I don't know if it's currently sold out, but I would definitely check the shop. This just makes me really happy to look at every time. And then on the other side, I also have this sticky pocket that was also released on Saturday. I just keep some extra things in here. The year at a glance page, I don't use it at all, which is why I covered it up. Again, these calendar digitals are free printables in my Facebook group. And before I flip to the next page, I just want to put a trigger warning that I will be talking about mental health and some sensitive things potentially, so you can check the timestamp if you want to skip over that. So this is the, I don't really know what it's called. I think it's like a perpetual calendar on 4 pages. I think it's meant for you to put down things like birthdays or just like single important events on each day. What I use it for is a mental health tracker. Now in future flip-throughs, I'm not going to be showing this spread again just because it's very intimate and private, so I'm just going to show you the setup currently, and it's going to be the same for the rest of the year. These are the 5 things that I deal with, and other things it's an actual thing, but I just didn't want to write it down because I knew that it would be on camera. And I fill this out at the end of each day. I find this really helpful because for me, depression and anxiety are kind of like successive. So if I go through a really prolonged period of heavy anxiety, it tends to progress into other things. So I like to keep track of that. So that is that. Then moving on to the monthly section. I didn't even know that this planner came with a December spread, so I didn't bother filling that out. This is January, which I also did a plan with me on, and in that video you'll see that this was a lot emptier. So for the monthly section, I typically plan it either like the month before during the last week or the first week of this current month, and I would just write down all of the deadlines and bills and stuff that I know for sure is going to happen, and then throughout the month I will just add whatever events that I think are notable. The monthly spread is really useful for me, especially to mark down things that span over several days so I can see kind of how it's structured, and also deadlines so I can see like where the bulk of my work is going to be. I was really excited to use this tracker idea that I had, but and I was going to use it to mark running, but there was a snowstorm in BC when I was there, and then a snowstorm here in Toronto when I came back, and then all gyms were closed, so that was kind of a fail. I also get a lot of questions about what I do when I make mistakes, and I don't fuss too much about mistakes. You can see that I'll just either cross things out or draw little X's and stuff, or I will just cover things up with stickers. And you can kind of contrast this with February, which is a lot emptier, obviously because it's not February yet, but I did mark in some holidays and quizzes, tests, midterms, paydays, bills, stuff that I already know is for sure going to happen, and the rest of the month are blank so far. And now we're going to move on to the weekly section. I need a quick coffee break. So this is the weekly section, and I use it as an hourly planner. There's the hours printed on the side. This helps me visualize the structure of my days, like how many hours I'm spending working, how many hours I'm spending studying, doing other things. And I plan my weekly spread typically in 2 sessions. So the first session is either Monday or the Sunday prior. I will plan the sidebar Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And then either on Wednesday or Thursday, I will finish off the spread. So I will plan Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Of course, there are some variances, but that's typically how I do things. Just because, like on Monday, I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to be doing at 3 p.m. on a Sunday, so it just helps to kind of only plan 2 or 3 days in advance. So yeah, this spread is a little crazy because it's the first week of this year and I wanted to use this New Year's kit, but this following week is a lot more calm and functional. I did continue with this like golden yellow color for the second week. And again, on Sunday, I wanted to take product photos and I think do something with Instagram, but I instead decided to go for a walk in the park, so I just covered it up with a sticker. No big deal. So this is week 2. Actually, it's kind of confusing because this is marked as week 1. They're very nice to include the 52nd week of last year. I will refer to this as the first week even though it's the second spread. This is the second week, which I showed a glimpse of in one of my videos. I really like how this turned out. I dedicated a Tombow dual brush pen color to each day and kind of color blocked. This was a crazy week because I started school on this week and I flew back to Toronto on Saturday. And I drew this like squiggly arrow because there was a 3-hour time zone change and it was kind of weird. So that's what I did to mark that. A very cool toned week. And to mark all of my lectures and stuff, I just drew a little bar. This is week 3. I used the back to school mini kit from my shop. It's a lot of stickers, but it doesn't look as crazy as like this first week because the colors are so pastel. But I really like how this turned out. It was a really busy school week, so I thought this kit was appropriate. And yeah, I don't think there's much to say about this one. And then this is this current week, which of course I haven't finished. By the way, I'm filming this on Wednesday morning, just because I need several days to actually edit this video. So this is why you only see the first half done. And I am doing obviously a rainbow spread. I am very pleased with how this washi strip turned out. I took 7 different washi tapes and cut it down very precisely to fit the columns, and that way it matches each day, and I'm very proud of how this looks. So for my next flip through, I will probably start here and show you the remaining spreads. But yeah, I think you kind of get the idea. Now we're going to move on to the daily spreads, which this is probably going to be the longest part of the video because, you know, it is the 26th and there are 26 spreads to show you. This is a little abnormal. So typically at the beginning of each month you get a blank page, and what you can do, actually I had this idea the other day, you can get the same free digital files from my Facebook group. Instead of scaling them down, you can print a larger version and just like paste it here, and that way you kind of have a calendar to refer to as well. But here I was reading a book, I still am reading a book called The Elements of Moral Philosophy, and I just wanted to take some notes, so I started taking notes here. Anyways, about the actual daily spreads, I approach it in a very simple manner. For this thinner column, I use it as a to-do list, and for this larger column, I use it to journal, kind of like a diary. And if you're wondering, this line is darker than the actual printed line because I just use a pencil and a ruler to draw it in. And for my daily spreads, I plan them typically the day of, just because my dailies are a lot more detailed, a little bit more on the synergy between my daily spread and my weekly spreads. So again, my weekly spreads are to kind of get an overview of the structure of my day, see how many hours I'm working or studying. So if I mark in that I'm working for 5 hours, then I refer to my daily spread to see what work I exactly need to do. Some days I journal a lot and some days I don't, so it all varies. On this day I baked some cookies, so I just wrote that in. And on Monday I didn't get a lot done, evident by the very short to-do list, so I just wrote that I had a lot of fun today. And I also put a grade tracker for my previous semester, just because the grades come out in like whenever the professor submits them. So every time I got a new grade, I would just come back and fill out this spread. I did pretty well in my courses last semester, except for RSM 352. I also do a lot of brainstorming in my spreads, so here I was sketching out some card designs for my bean cards, and this one actually is the one that's currently going out. You probably can't even tell what this is, but if you have seen the card, then you definitely know. This was Wednesday. I got my haul from Stationery Pal, so I just swatched all of the pens just to see how they perform. This was Thursday. I started a list of my bundle items for the 6-year anniversary that's coming up in March, and it's very secret, so I just covered it up with a sticky note and wrote around that. This was Friday, and you can see that I didn't get much done. I didn't write a lot, and I was just done for the day. And because I didn't get much done on Friday, I had to catch up a lot on Saturday, so hence this really long to-do list, and I wrote a lot. I even went past the bottom of the day. I think I was just having a really bad anxiety day. The funny thing is, like, literally an hour after I write all of this, I don't even remember what I wrote. So yeah, anyways, moving on to Sunday. I was brainstorming some Valentine's Day release ideas, and on this day I watched The Matrix, the first one, with my friend, and it was my first time watching. I really enjoyed it, so I just made some funny little doodles. If you heard my stomach grumble, I'm so sorry. I haven't had breakfast yet. Anyways, I'm not too fussed on like keeping a certain aesthetic. I just doodle and draw whatever I feel like doing, so this definitely doesn't go with anything, but I felt like it was relevant. Then for this week, I filmed a pretty in-depth daily journaling vlog, and I will link that down below. So I'll go over this very briefly. Again, this was a week that I went back to school and flew back to Toronto. So on this day, I stayed over at my sister's place, and the next day we baked some matcha cookies. So I just wrote down a recipe again. On Wednesday, I baked some brownies, put down my recipe, and on Thursday, it was another work day. Friday was my last day in British Columbia, and I didn't start packing until Friday, so I just put a little to-pack list. And then Saturday, I actually had my flight. I split my to-do list by before I left for the airport, after arriving in Toronto, and then just like some general to-dos. I also always keep things like tickets. This was a sticker that I got for checking in my luggage, and I waited an hour and a half for my luggage, which was not fun. And then this was Sunday. So my friend and I, we liked, where is it? The first Matrix so much that on this day we spent like 7 or 8 hours watching Matrix 2, 3, and 4. So yeah, I just made a lot of doodles. This looks a little messy, but that's okay. And then on Monday, I am not exactly sure why, but I didn't get much done on this day. Pretty short to-do list. And then, oh, this looks really crazy. I started this like icy blue theme, so you'll see that for the next few spreads. And if you just like ignore this bottom part, it looks pretty normal. I guess I was really tired for this day. And this bottom portion, I started reading the book Atlas of the Heart by Brené Brown, especially the section on anxiety. I was like, hey, this is literally me. So I started taking some notes, which is why it looks a little messy. I tend to take notes just like on any piece of paper that I have. I finished the book in about 4 days, and I gave it a 3 stars. I liked it and enjoyed it, but it wasn't, in my opinion, it wasn't a very good book. That is that. This was Thursday. I drew some really cute floral doodles, and I wrote, worried about being too worried or not worried enough. And what did I write here? Boundaries are the distance at which I can love you and me simultaneously. I thought this was really true. I wrote quite a bit for this day, and I also was planning what I wanted to talk about in my previous video. Friday, I had 3 lectures. one tutorial and one office hour, so it's pretty crazy. I also suddenly had this idea to make this like rainbow set of functional doodle stickers, and I did end up going through with it. I posted it on Instagram and also in my Facebook group, and I ended up doing 8 sheets instead of 7, and I have no idea why I skipped from 5 to 7 and then to 6. Crazy. And then I had a nosebleed on this day, and I felt the need to write that down. Okay, moving on to Saturday. I showed everyone this beautiful vellum sticky note that, again, is releasing Saturday at the time of my filming, but was actually released yesterday when you're seeing this video. It is so pretty. I love looking at the foil. Again, I wrote a lot for this day. I don't even know what I wrote. We'll just ignore that. And then moving on to Sunday, I didn't write a lot. Again, this is just like a common thing for me. Some days I just have so much to put down, and other days I just don't have much to say, and that is totally fine. I don't feel the need to force myself to finish every spread. I need another coffee break. So this was Sunday, and this is this current week, which I am coordinating with the weekly section. So Monday's pink, orange, and I am very pleased with how this looks. I kind of did like a tulip thing with different shades of pink here and different shades of like orange and corals. Here my friend mentioned the Dunning-Kruger effect, and I just like quickly took some notes on that because I wasn't sure what that was. Yeah. Also this week, of course, is new release week, so my work to-do list is significantly longer than my school to-do list. And then this is today. I did kind of like a sunflower theme, something inspirational here. And of course it's a morning, so I barely have anything done. But this will continue throughout January. And again, in my next flip through, I will probably start off at this spread and show you the remaining spreads. And then I don't really use the miscellaneous sections in the back, but this cover is a Midori cover, and I keep some extra papers in the back. These are the sticker kits for the monthly section of the planner. I have already released from January to June in the shop. Because I plan in the monthly section like continuously, I like to keep this handy so I don't have to like find it every time. I can just conveniently retrieve it from the back. And then this is a reason for keeping blank grid paper in the front. I read a lot. Actually, that's a lie. I don't read a lot, I think. I guessed in one of my previous videos that I read 14 books last year, but I went on Goodreads and I checked my ratings, and I think I read like 17 books, which I don't think is anything too impressive. Anyways, whenever I read books that are typically nonfiction, I like to take notes. So currently I'm reading The Art of Color, The Subjective Experience and Objective Rationale of Color, and it's very interesting. Basically a book on color theory, and I am so not done, so yeah. And then this was some notes that I took from Atlas of the Heart by Brené Brown. I just wrote a quick review on the back. I didn't take notes on the whole book, but just some notable areas. So yeah, these extra things I just keep in the back of my planner for convenience. It just fits so perfectly. That was a very rambly video. I only went through 26 days, and I was planning on doing quarterly flip throughs, so I'm not sure, like, are those gonna be like 50-minute videos? I don't know. I probably will just like keep my explanations brief for next time. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found some inspiration, and let me know if you have any questions. Bye, and see you next week.